Have you ever experienced soreness after working outdoors? Exercise could be the antidote. I'm the Body Smith, and we will work on that on today's show.
Work it, 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 work it.
I know a few things more beneficial for the mind and body than working in a garden. It produces healthy things to eat while giving us residual exercise benefits. I've entered my vegetables and flowers in competitions since the late 60s and once again won the Champion Gardener Award at Clackamas County Fair. Tara, also known as the former popcorn mom at West Gresham Grade School, joins us for this muscle endurance workout. Did you think I'd remember that, Tara? All right, let's work out. Breathe in. Exhale out. How long ago was that, Tara? Let's breathe in. Exhale out. Let's roll those shoulders back. So that was when your kids were going there. And didn't you tell me that you had a child that had reached the big 3-0? Uh-oh. I'm dating you here, Tara. And we all thought... And we all thought you were 30.
Oh.
All right, let's reach it up. So yeah, we're gonna do some muscle endurance. It was interesting though, Clackamas County Fair, you know, all the ribbons, most of these back behind us were won at Dahlia shows, but the big one on the vegetable basket was the Champion Gardener Award. And we went back, the Wall Street Journal contacted me, believe it or not, for an interview. Yes, it was the Wall Street Journal. Reach across. I looked at caller ID and it said Dow Jones, and I thought, it really is the Wall Street Journal. They were doing an article on what they call super fair competitors, and the Oregon State Fair actually gave them my name. Let's turn to the side and reach. And so they did an article, and I think it was 21 or 22 years I had won the Champion Gardener title. But it's a lot easier now because back in the 80s and 90s, I was always the runner-up. The farmers market people and truck gardeners used to enter back then, and now they're too busy selling their vegetables. Reach it up, bring it down. So the Wall Street Journal came out on the first day of the fair, and the reporter told me, I'm going to make you the lead person in the article. Turn to the side, reach. And I said, oh really, how did you come to that conclusion? And he said, your interview was far the quirkiest. So Tara says I should consider that a compliment. I'm quirky. Now, figure eight the arms, big figure eight, warming up the shoulders. But yeah, it's fun, you know, gardening's so good for you. And what we're going to be doing today, as we switch to one arm only, we are going to be doing some muscle endurance work that can get you in shape for gardening and other daily tasks. Now, switch sides. If you've ever gone out, like in the spring, and pulled weeds for a few hours and spaded the soil and been deadly sore for the next few days, both arms, you will be glad that you do things in the off season to get you in shape. I rarely get sore gardening because I do really work on keeping in shape year round. Let's do some bicep curls. And let's add a hamstring curl to it. And to test our balance. And before we get to the weights, we'll do a little bit of kind of a cardio activity to warm us up a little bit more. I like to do that. You never want to work cold muscles too hard. Now hold it here, march it out. All right, let's pull in those abdominals. Make sure you are breathing comfortably. Step touch, side to side. So what we will be doing here at first, very simple, nothing where you have to think a whole lot, nothing really that you have to memorize. I like that kind of a workout. Let's do 2 steps to the side. 1, 2, 1, 2. Two steps one more time. Now step touch to the inside. Kick your leg across. Just that one side. There we go. Good. I feel that inner thigh warming up. I feel the core warming up. Let's give it 2 steps to the side. 1, 2. Put those hips into it. This is all my hips will do. I'm sorry. One more. Step touch right in place. Kick across. Inside leg kicks across. Same side. All right. Now that we've been exposed to those simple moves, we're going to cut it down, the repetition a little bit. 2 steps. 1, 2. 1, 2. And step touch in place. Kick across. This time we're just doing 4 times. Give it 2 steps, moving. I've been thinking about you. Step touch. Kick it across. All right, let's go again. 2 steps to the side. Step touch. Kick across. Two steps. Let's do it one more time. Good. Step touch. Cross kick. All right, Tara, you're doing a Charleston. Woo! Let's march it out. Let's breathe in. Exhale out. You can always count on Tara to get extra credit. Let's pick up our weights here. So first of all, let's keep the feet moving. Just the heel tap, bicep curl up. Lower down. Keep the elbows in tight. And then you're pulling back to your shoulders. Working on the biceps. Breathe out. Breathe in. For somehow, I get really lazy when I'm doing weight work, doing actually bicep isolations. I like to do other things that incorporate the biceps while also working other muscles. So at least I get some of it. One more. Now we're gonna stop, feet together, reach down, pull up, pull in for the upper back and shoulders. Squeeze those shoulders together. You wanna sit back, so yes, you are bending at the hip joint. A little bit of bend in the knees, but the knees stay over the ankles. Muscle endurance. What does that mean? Relatively light weights. I've got 10-pounders here. Tara has 3. I could have loaded her up more, but I decided to give her a break. And we do a lot of repetition with those light weights. Lateral raises up to the shoulders. And I've also heard these called deltoid flies. You are working the deltoids. The deltoids, yeah, part of the shoulder. Breathe out, breathe in. Don't forget that breathing. And anytime you need to, take a sip or 2 of water. Breathe out, breathe in. Let's do 2 more at this tempo. And then we have a special surprise coming up. This time, take it up and hold. Hold it, and slowly lower down. Go, up and hold it. Slowly lower. And sometimes it helps go. Sometimes it helps if it's feeling intense, if you feel like, oh, my muscles are starting to scream. Yeah, you can scream with it. Ah! Maybe not. Let's go again. I mean, what the heck? Let's be realistic here. Exercise can be hard work. You might as well do something to make it fun, right? And one more time. All right. Now let's just hold it right here, shake it out for a little bit. Let's put the weights up near the shoulders, and then we're going to squat out, first of all to the side, now to the other side. So you're stepping out, sitting back. And I'm also, as I'm squatting an extra 20 pounds here. The weight's on my shoulders. So you wanted fun? The fun part is coming up. Let's lunge back. Lunge back and push forward. Up, pull back. There we go. My shoulders are talking to me, just as long as they're not saying, ouch, you're making me feel horrible. It's that kind of good feeling that when you know you've worked them hard, but not over to the point where you're hurting yourself. 2 more, 1 on each side. Let's turn to one side. This time we're going to push down and pull up, working more of the back part of the deltoids and the upper back. The lats, latissimus dorsi. That sounds kind of like the name of a dinosaur, latissimus dorsi. I think it would be some kind of maybe prehistoric fish. Circle the arm back, and this time you're turning the shoulder. So you involve the muscles in the core. And what's the core? We used to say abs, but the core is actually different parts of the abdominal group. And basically, most of what you have between the shoulders and the hip joint and the glutes, that is the core. So by doing this turning motion, we're working on the obliques and different parts of the abdominals. All right, let's release. Now keep that weight back behind you, relax the shoulder, and then press back. We're going to isolate the triceps. And really, on this one, you want to remain stationary with your legs apart. No real effort. I used to kind of lean forward and back, but I've decided it's best to remain stationary for isolation. Put all the effort into the triceps. Yes, in almost 40 years of teaching fitness, you can teach this semi-older dog a few new tricks. Ruff, ruff. Oh, here's one of my favorite songs. You got me begging for mercy, baby. The artist's Scottish. Her name is Duffy. Now the other side, and push down, pull back. Duffy is no longer performing Apparently, if you can believe what you find on the internet, she had kind of a scary abduction and was kind of kidnapped and decided she didn't want to perform in public anymore. And I miss her. I think she was great. Circle back. Ugh. Begging you for mercy, Duffy. So Tara and I were talking about indoor cycling classes. I've taught the classes. She takes the classes, hasn't taught them yet. But this is one of my favorite songs that I used on my playlist for the cycle workout. You got me begging for mercy. And we put it right at the very end on the playlist. Now let's keep that elbow back, tricep, kick back, go. Oh, look at those muscles. That's what consistent exercise does for you. After a certain point in life, and I've heard somewhere between 30 and 40, if you don't do something to maintain your muscle mass, it starts dissipating. And yeah, and then you gain, eat calories, you put calories in, and then it's not like muscle turns to fat, but muscle goes away and then you have more of a likelihood to gain fat. Strong muscles burn calories more efficiently. Let's hold it right here. Let's put those weights down. Get a drink of water. All right. Yes. So I better drink now after that toast. So now let's work with some exercise tubing. So these, the original idea came from surgical tubing, and then a genius decided to put handles on them, so there's a lot you can do with them. We're going to take this one. I've heard it in the Silver Sneakers class. They say, tell your people they're putting on their overcoat. So it's over your head, under your shoulders, under each arm, and then get enough tension on it so when you push forward and pull back, you're going to feel it working the upper back and the shoulders. There we go. You can always readjust if you have too much or too little tension. We got to work those pectorals. We must improve our bust. Now, when I was in high school, the PE teacher would have the girls run the gym chanting that must improve our bust while they were doing arm crosses. Yeah, I don't think they do that anymore. Oh, yes. I'm begging for mercy. 2 more. All right. Let's go ahead and release. Be real careful because you don't want it to snap up and hit you. All right. Second set of triceps. Why not? This one, I like to say, you're on the subway in New York, there's no place to sit. You got to reach up and grab a strap with a neutral wrist. And in this case, you bring it down the small of the back and then elbows slightly forward. And as you push, you want to feel a tension on the back of the arms. You feel that? Good. And the most important things to remember cueing are to keep the wrist in a neutral position and also to keep that elbow kind of aligned with the shoulder and the hip so you're not way out to the side. You're going to keep it forward. Yeah, we've been doing mostly relatively contemporary music today. This one's an oldie. I think it was the 70s, maybe the 80s. Give me some forget-me-nots. You disagree, Tara.
50s.
She thinks it's the 50s as the oldies. I was just teaching a senior citizen class the other day, a silver sneakers class. Let's release and go to the other side. And we were talking about how, you remember back when you'd look at somebody that maybe was in their 50s or 60s, and if they were older than that, you'd think, oh yeah, really cute old lady or something, and bring it up. So you're in your teens or 20s, and you look at somebody in their 50s and 60s, and you kind of just think, old person. And you're thinking, you get older, and you look at people in their 50s and 60s, and you think, man, she's hot. And I'll never forget, I was probably about 50, and a friend of mine's mother was, I think, 86, and great figure, very attractive. I thought, wow, I must be getting older. She's hot. First time I've ever thought of anybody with the name of Gladys as being hot. One more time. All right. Release. I told her that too. And she gave me chocolates for Christmas. I should have asked her to go out to dinner, shouldn't I have? Okay, now we're in front. So you got yourself, your arms are almost straight. You've got about 6 to 8 inches of tubing in between your thumbs, and you're gonna pull outward and back. So you're gonna work the upper back and the rear deltoids. I really kind of put a lot of emphasis on the rear deltoids and the shoulders, because so many of the activities we do, we're bending forward or we're hunching over. You're texting on your smartphone. Believe it or not, I don't have a smartphone, but a computer. You're looking forward, and so you overdevelop. Tara's trying to get me to join the 21st century. Hey, when I took my dahlias across the plane on a plane to the national show recently, so I could connect with the people that were meeting me at the airport at Washington National, I got a flip phone. One of those ones you just add minutes to. The only thing is, I couldn't figure out how to get the SIM card in without breaking it. I had to have help. I spent 2 sessions trying to get it activated. I guess I did it right. And one more time, and that I had to go on the computer for that. Let's do some more bicep curls. So it's under the instep, and then you're gonna curl and back. So then everything's a go with this cell phone, and the night before I was supposed to leave on the trip where I needed to use it, I couldn't figure out how to turn it on. So I have wonderful neighbors. I contacted a neighbor I think she's in her 30s, a new mother. She has a degree in engineering. And she said, oh, sure, I'll help you. She just went right through it. Flip, flip, flip. Oh, you want voicemail? Flip, flip, flip. And it was done. So I told her, thank you. You can see I'm wearing my imaginary dunce cap. When I was in school, I'm really dating myself. We didn't have computers. We had a phone, and it made phone calls. Yeah, connected to the wall. Okay, I guess we're gonna have to put these out of the way. And do some cool down. Breathe in. So hopefully that'll get you in shape. This kind of workout will get you in shape for the gardening season. Breathe in. You don't want to start out in the spring and come in and 3 or 4 days later you're feeling like you need to be lying in state. So let's take the arm up, reach behind, and then you're going to reach the other arm up. And I had a double problem with this one side. I can barely reach down because I broke my collarbone on that side, and also I fell off a ladder and hit my shoulder several years ago. So this side, I had to work just to be able to get the arm up there. Now the other side, much better. This other side much better. So don't be surprised for whatever reason if one side's more or less flexible than the other. It happens. You just work with it. All right, let's take one leg forward, one leg back. You're gonna lean forward, bending, we call it hinging at the hips. So you're bending over that leg and take both arms and reach forward. Push the shoulder blades apart. This is one of my favorites, Clair de Lune. So calming. Now, come back to a runner's lunge, stretch way back, knees over the ankle. And reach up. This one, just by reaching the arm up, it kind of, it elevates the arm, but it seems to pull the hip forward a little bit more, and that's what we need right here. Now let's go to the other side. The legs forward, pull the toe back, lean over that hip, and reach forward. We really aren't holding these stretches for very long. These are just basic maintenance stretches, but if you want to go for flexibility, you're going to have to go for longer stretches. Let's bring it back. And runner's lunge, reach up. I think Tara was telling me she's taught yoga or flow, different kind of things like that. And so she'll tell you, yeah, you can hold those stretches for quite a long time. You'll get a great benefit. Now let's bring it to the center. We're gonna go stretch it out over that leg. And why don't you see if you can do this one? Take the hand back and then reach back behind, look over the shoulder, and you're gonna stretch the inner thigh and groin. And now the other side. And also through the core. All right, great workout, Tara. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you the next time on the next Body Smith workout.
Yay! Awesome, awesome.
And there, see, back here. Shall we make a stew?